Hello, I'm Julia and I work with adults who work with children to help them support children with their own well-being, and I do this through workshops, through training and through resources. And today I'm going to be talking all about I'm going to be sharing with you three simple tips of things that you can do to support children and their well-being during test time, because now we're in May and May is really common. Well, in the UK, in England, it's a really common time for us to have tests. So the schools that I work in, which are primary schools, they have tests on the week of the 13th of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Week, which is kind of crazy that it's fallen on the same week. The irony of that. So the year 6 children have got their tests on that week. The majority of the children in England in year 6 will be sitting their tests on the 13th of May for the whole of that week. And there are other children that will be doing tests at this time too. So children in the whole of the primary age are likely to have tests around about this time, because although the government only expects the schools to do them in year 2 and year 6, many schools test every single age group, every single year in the primary age. And also it's a really common time for teenagers or children at secondary school to have that to have their tests at this time too. So I wanted to give you some ways of supporting children with their own well-being at this time, because whatever your opinions are about tests, whether rightly or wrongly, they exist and they can be a time of real stress and anxiety and lots of other emotions. And so I wanted to share with you some tools that help me in my own life and that I've found help the children who I've worked with. So let's dive straight in to the three things that I think are really useful for supporting children's well-being at this time. So firstly, acknowledge, validate and normalise all emotions. So many people, many adults don't have good experience of this. When they were children, their feelings may have been diminished or ignored, or they may have been distracted away from difficult emotions, and so you as an adult may not have had this modelled to you, and it may not come easily to you. So you may be tempted to be like, oh, don't worry about it, it's no big deal, and oh no, it's fine. But actually that's not a healthy way of dealing with stuff. The best thing to do is to acknowledge emotions, and research shows that when we do that, when we name it, we can tame it. So when we can actually put a name to the emotions that the children are feeling, that helps them feel assured and helps them feel seen and known by you. I forgot to put my phone on silent, sorry about that if you heard that little ooh sound. Yes, so acknowledging the emotions and validating them, letting the children know that they're completely normal. And I can tell you from my own experience from being a teacher and as a parent, that children may experience a whole plethora of different emotions at this time, ranging from excitement, because well, some children do actually like tests, but a lot of children have been incentivized. So there's lots of schools who are like, oh well, on Friday we're going to have a party, or when this is finished we will do such and such. And so it can be a very exciting time for children too. So they might be feeling excitement, they might be feeling fear, worry, nerves, they may be feeling anger, boredom, they might be feeling humiliation, and when they may be feeling relief. There's all sorts of different emotions that children could be feeling across the course of a day, or even within the same moment. And so letting the children know that this is really normal and really healthy and really human and really natural is really powerful stuff for them, because it helps them feel seen and it helps them feel understood. And I think sharing your own experiences of your own emotions of things times like this can be really powerful, because it helps children to realise that they're not the only ones, and chatting to them about other children or encouraging conversations between children about how they're feeling can really help with something called common humanity. This is a term that Kristin Neff coined when she has done lots of research all about self-compassion. And so the idea is that when we know that other people are experiencing the same thing as us, it helps us to have self-compassion, and self-compassion is a really important aspect of our well-being. So yeah, helping your children to understand their emotions and giving them space to talk about those and allowing them to understand that they're normal and natural, that's a really important thing. The second thing is to help them to have some more body awareness and to be curious about where they're feeling these feelings in their body. So lots of children may be experiencing it in their chest, or experiencing it in their head, or tightness in their body, or where else might they be feeling it? In their heart or in their tummy. That's a really common place. And so talking to children about where they're feeling their emotions in their body can really help them identify these feelings and also help them understand their bodies. Also, research shows that children who have a greater body awareness are more likely to be able to self-regulate. So, and again, that is tied into well-being, because the more you can self-regulate, the better your chances of well-being are. And so I've included in my plan that's linked into the bottom of this video, I've included lots of different strategies that you could use for all of these experiences that the children would have. And they're really simple, like little mini activities that you can do with the children, that you can share with them, and that they can use themselves within the test situation, or before or even after. And so yeah, download the free plan, because it's got lots of different tips and things that you can use there to help the children support how it feels in their body. And that's a really important thing, because otherwise we can kind of we can catastrophize if we don't understand what something is. And so if a child doesn't know that the feeling that they've got in their tummy is a bit of worry, then that may exacerbate the situation and make them feel even more worried. So helping them to understand their bodies and their emotions and how they feel in their bodies, and giving them some tools to support them with that. Check out the lesson plan that's included below. And the third thing is to reassure the children that this is just a snapshot in time. This is just a really small window of time where information is being gathered about what they know in that particular moment, and that it's going to pass. You know, the feelings that they're feeling are going to pass, but the tests themselves are going to pass, and that they are not defined by them. You know, helping the children to understand that they are way more than a test score, or helping them to know that there is far more to who they are as people, and that they would be worthy of love, or valuable, or wonderful people, whether they got 0 on the test or 100% on the test. Their value is not in question here. And so reassuring children that they are valuable as they are, regardless of the score, is a really important thing to do. And I really love the affirmation, "This will pass." And I've put this to finger tapping as well, and I add on "soon." This will pass soon. This will pass soon. And it can be something that children, if they're feeling a little bit anxious in a situation, then they can be doing that in their fingers to kind of remind them that this is going to pass. And a really useful tool from positive psychology can be to reframe what's happening now in terms of how important it is across their life. And that's not to say that we're diminishing their feelings about the situation or saying that it's not important, but we're just putting it into perspective with everything else. So this is how we're feeling now. Will we still feel this way about this next month? Will this still be important in 6 months? Will this still be equally as important in a year's time, in 5 years' time? And that just helps put things into perspective a little bit for them. So unfortunately, we all experience times of stress, and I feel like a really important part of my mission, I suppose, both professionally and personally, is to share the things that I've learned about tools that we can use to support us at these times. Having been somebody that's experienced anxiety most of my life, actually, I've learned so many different ways of dealing with that, and I really believe that there's power in sharing those with other people. So I'm sharing some techniques with you in the lesson plan below. Please share them with the children in your life, and let's see those ripples of well-being rippling out and impacting on other people's lives as we share those tools together. So if you like this video and found it useful, please like and subscribe. It helps other people see the video. Please share it with other people who you know who work with children who may find this video useful. And if there's anything that you'd like me to talk about in particular to do with children's well-being, then email me, and I'd love to hear from you.